Good afternoon. My name is Andrew, and I am an alcoholic and an addict.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jeannie, and I'm an alcoholic and addict.
And this is day 9 of Grooves and Gratitude, something that my spouse and sweetheart and best friend Jeannie and I started to help with our friendship and our marriage and our recovery. And also, this month I'm going on lots of adventures, and it would be really fun, we thought, to do this every day together. And it's really given us a lot of focus, a lot of reminders, and a lot to think about. And today is day 9. And we're into the first step. And I'll just say that I follow a lot of music, as is obvious with this live stream being all about the connection between readings and listenings. And we were posting a different song every day. And I chose the song Cover Me Up today by Jason Isbell, in part because today is Jason Isbell's new album, Weather Vanes, just came out. And there's more songs in there about recovery as well. But it's also 10 years since he released Southeastern, the album that this song is on. And sometimes when she's in a really fun mood, Jeannie will sing me the lyrics. But I think she's just going to read you a couple of lines off of the lyrics, and then maybe say a couple of things from the big book.
I put your face to the test when I tore off your dress. Enrichment on high. I sobered up. Pulled off that stuff forever this time.
And we were both saying that you quit forever is a really hard. That's a hard ask. And so we prefer to have forever come in 24-hour increments. Or even 1 hour increments, or even 1 minute or 30-second increments. And when you're new in recovery, we found out that sometimes getting it just from the day to day was really, really hard. And so Jeannie picked out a reading from the big book that talks a lot about just the day to day, one day at a time aspect of our recovery.
It's located on page 85 in the second paragraph. We are not cured of alcoholism. What we really have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. Every day is a day when we must choose the vision of our higher power's will into all of our activities. It goes on, and it's a short prayer of saying, "How can I best serve thee? Thy will be done, not mine." Those are the thoughts which must go with us consistently. We can exercise our willpower along this line all we wish. It is the proper use of will. So yes, and sometimes it's overwhelming to even think about 24 hours. But you don't want to start thinking, oh, for the rest of my life I'm going to do this, because then you're getting out of the present. You need to remain in the present moment and just work on being sober for that moment, being present in that moment. Um, and that's one of the things that recovery helps with, is to be able to do that safely.
I found out when I started working on this, Jeannie, that I was working on my not taking up anything that was going to kill me, like a drink of alcohol, or that had the potential to kill me. But I found out that this is a better way to live in general, to try to live in the moment just for today, and to try to live in our own reality, which is the past is just a memory, and the future is not yet here. That the present, which we call a gift, is literally all we ever have. We've never had anything but the present. So, our anxiety about the future and our regrets about the past can really mess with us. It can keep us from enjoying the present moment, but it could also make us pick up and use, and we often use over the past regrets or over anxiety about the future. So there's something else about this song, though, isn't there, that we like so much? Because it's not just about his recovery; it's also about him falling in love with somebody new right when he got sober. And we fell in love when we were both pretty new in recovery. Well, I was a lot newer than you,
We met in
but we.
the rooms of AA, and we actually had been working in the same building together and for years, for a few years anyway, and never met each other. Our paths never crossed. But when we were in the AA rooms, suddenly, there was that connection. And it means so much to me to be with someone who is sober, to have a sober partner. Um, it just makes the day to day, possible. There's 5 things that's recommended when you come into recovery that you do each day. Um, and one of them, the number one thing is when you wake up, is to ask your higher power to keep you sober for the day. The second one is to reach out to another alcoholic. Well, that's my husband. So it's really great that I have his support um, each day. And then it's recommended that you read some of the literature, maybe a daily meditation, and then go to a meeting if possible. And at the end of the day, if you remain sober, then you give thanks to that higher power for keeping you sober for a day. Um, so yes, I feel quite fortunate. My life is much more enriched when I get to share my life with another sober partner, um, and it's just a gift. It truly is a gift.
People, our friends, they were very worried about us when we first got together, especially because I was so new, but also because sometimes people who are alcoholics and addicts are also codependents. And so there's a little bit of anxiety about us, getting a little bit too involved too quickly. But there's some advice that we were given that we've tried to practice, and we try to give others who are also best friends or romantic partners and also in recovery. One is don't sponsor your spouse. We're heterosexual, so we got it was recommended that we got same gender sponsors. So we have a sponsor. I have another straight guy as my sponsor, and she has a woman who's her sponsor, and was also, so you don't sponsor your partner, and also you don't make your sponsor your higher power. We have a higher power that we call God, but that's just a word that we use to describe the force of goodness and cosmic wonder that is in the universe, and it's in all the religions that I've ever studied. And I've studied a lot of religions. The same spirit of love and forgiveness and gratitude and grace is in all the religions, and that higher power we call God, but that's just a word that you put in place for that great mystery that you can't even really understand because it's so great, it's so huge.
So that's what we learned to do is we put um, our recovery first. We placed the higher power, above our relationship, and so we come together then after that, and it's worked. It's worked now for several years, and we're still going strong. So
So
great.
when Jason sings those words for Amanda Shires, I sing them for Jeannie Smith, and Jeannie sings them right back to me. And it is nice to know that there is somebody. Most of us have a somebody. Now, of course, you might be celibate or ace, and that's fine too. There's no rules here as far as
Mhm.
that kind of thing goes. That's all extra. That's extracurricular. I think there's one line in the big book where it's like, boy meets girl on AA campus or something, but it's really not a book about. It does talk about relationships a lot in there, but it's really not a marriage guide. It's really just a guide for staying clean and sober. Jeannie, I don't have the reading in front of me. Why don't you pick a few words from the reading and just do a couple more words right out of the reading back at us as we close
Mhm.
up for another day.
Mhm.
We're already past 8 minutes. This might be our longest one yet.
Daily reprieve every day. Best serve the thoughts, not cured. I think it's important that we take away from that we're not cured of our alcoholism. We just have a daily reprieve.
And we say one day at a time. And when I go to
Mhm.
concerts, in the clean and sober music fan community, we have a saying, one show at a time. And we just don't use drugs or alcohol at that concert, one concert at a time. I sure love you, babe. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Y'all have a wonderful day.
Bye.